Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the BG Show. I am here to cover the 2022 MCU show She-Hulk Episode 1. It's a brand new MCU show that just came out a couple days ago. If you haven't seen the episode yet, you're kind of on the fence about it. I have a 60-second non-spoiler review at the bottom of my page, so go check that out. I'm just going to say I recommend watching it. I think it was a pretty good Episode 1. It's not going to blow you away, but I'd go check it out. So this is your spoiler warning. I'm going to insert a spoiler warning right now. Let me get into it. Okay, first things first, no sign of Daredevil yet. I know that's what you guys probably want to know. He was in the trailer. It's a little bit kind of shitty that they're using him to market the show because it's really a She-Hulk show and a show about Hulks, but it is what it is. They're kind of using the lawyer thing to kind of, get him in there through the back door. Overall, it was a mixed bag for me, but I liked it. I think the one issue I had was the marketing was weird for this. They kind of just seems like they cut up episode 1 and just kind of released 15 to 20 to 30 second clips. I don't know why they did that. The scene on the beach, I feel like I saw already. A lot of the lines, I feel like I saw already. The scene where she hulks out inside the lab where those, the sharp things are coming at her, I feel like I've seen already. So I took some notes. This is what I like to do, is take notes as I watch now. And let me kind of go, I'll just go, point by point. First, I'll start with the runtime. It looks like we're getting 9 episodes. This was about 37 minutes, but it really stopped at about 30 minutes. So I was like, damn, this is short. But we did get a post-credit scene. And, yeah, the length, it's hard to tell if I like the length or not yet. I'm kind of on the fence. I think they kind of should push more towards 45 minutes. They don't need a full hour, but get over the 40-minute mark just so you can flesh out a little bit more. This seemed so truncated, this episode. It seemed like everything was so rushed, especially her origin story. A Hulk character getting powers is a big deal. We haven't had a Hulk origin story really since Ed Norton. That's the second MCU movie. That is, 2008. It was the same year as Iron Man 1, a couple of months after. And so I think they could have spent really the whole episode on her origin. I don't know why they rushed to get through her origin. And her origin was very similar to the comic book. Came out in 1980. They're driving. They get attacked by a Sakaar ship, which is totally random. And again, this is what I'm talking about with the trailers, is we saw this in the trailer. We didn't see what would happen after, but we saw this exchange. And I thought it was just, really random. A Guardians of the Galaxy ship attacks them. And I guess they're trying to connect the universes, but this is just random. You're in a She-Hulk show. Why are you bringing that in? So she ends up Bruce gets an injury. He ends up bleeding. She gets the blood into her, and that's how she gets her powers. A little bit different from the comic books, where she actually gets a blood transfusion after an accident. So they keep the accident part. The only difference is that she actually gets the powers at the accident. I don't have a huge problem with it. Like I said, I'm not trying to hate on these shows. But it seems like this could have been more dramatic. I don't want to use the word wonky, but not anticlimactic, but it definitely seemed like it could have been a bigger deal. Moving on, she does break the fourth wall. That's one of her, that's her key thing in the comics that she's known for, is talking to the camera. This is something that I guess they used pretty recently in Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. If you haven't seen it, sorry, a little spoiler. But it's been a while by now. You've probably seen it if you're watching this. Elizabeth Olsen looks at the camera. So this is something that I think is the most important thing that I'm glad they kept. I'm not going to pretend to be a She-Hulk comic book reader, but I think that was probably the most famous thing she's known for. So I think it's important they kept that. Mark Ruffalo, I think I think they need to keep him more in Bruce Banner form. I know that they like to think that, if we have him in this kind of smart Hulk form, we get the best of both worlds, but I kind of like seeing him as a regular person. His character is still Bruce Banner, so they shouldn't have him as Hulk all the time, in my opinion. The fact that he doesn't turn into the Hulk during the accident on the first impact of trauma is kind of weird to me. All the way back in Avengers 1, we were able to see him kind of become Hulk on command. So why now, all these years later, does he seem to be just totally powerless? They're kind of just nerfing him again. As you watch my channel, that was one of my biggest problems with the MCU. You'll see in I'm going to do a review of every MCU movie eventually, and when I get to Infinity War, I'm just going to go off on how they treat the Hulk. They treat him terribly. He's one of the most powerful, not just Marvel characters, superhero characters, period. And I think they've really taken a shit on him. It's really bullshit. The lab that he has in Mexico is super random. They just kind of use Tony Stark as an excuse for him to have it. Okay, I guess. But like I said, so much of this scene, the juice was taken off because we've seen it in the trailers. And I hate when people do this. Zack Snyder did it before Batman vs. Superman. He showed the entire damn movie in the trailer, so I hate when people do this. Just too many promotional clips. In terms of CGI, it definitely looks better than the trailer. I think the Hulk looks better than she does. I don't know if it's because they have more experience doing it on him or they're just spending more time on him, but it's passable, her CGI, but it could look a lot better, and I think they need to, if you're going to make a show about her, the CGI has to look amazing. It should be on Thanos level CGI. Thanos, was Academy Award nominated CGI for Best Visual Effects because of him for Infinity War, and I don't understand why she's not on the same level. She kind of looks like a video game CGI. So yeah, I'm hoping it gets better, but at this level, I guess it's neutral. It doesn't help, it doesn't hurt. And I guess closing out the episode, so, she's breaking the fourth wall, she trains, they have the scene down in Mexico. Then eventually, the courtroom gets attacked by, I don't even know who this is. I don't know if she's supposed to be like a caricature of a villain, but some random villain attacks, and, this is like her Hulk out moment. And again, the CGI, it was very anticlimactic. This should have been a very, holy shit, she's turning to She-Hulk, this is her first thing. And it wasn't. It was very, I thought it was very anticlimactic. And, yeah, I didn't like it. I thought it looked very mediocre for the MCU. I don't want to say it looked CW-ish, but, it could have been much better. So overall, I guess it doesn't sound like I'm giving a raving review of this episode, but I did like it overall. Probably because I know Daredevil and, Emil Blonsky, the Abomination, are coming. I think if they work those characters in the right way, it could be very good. 8 more episodes. If there were 5 more episodes and this was a 6-episode season, I'd be a little bit worried. But they have plenty of time. I like the main actress, Tatiana Maslany. I thought she did a good job. So yeah, I think this is a solid episode 1. But again, almost every MCU has a good episode 1. WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, which I think is the best one. Moon Knight. Even Miss Marvel's best episode was episode 1. So it's hard to tell how good the season is going to be just based off one episode. But again, this is my review for episode 1. It was a little short. I'll try to have guests on for the remaining episodes, but I'm going to be covering every single episode, no matter how good or bad it is. I won't bail. I never bail on these shows. I do them start to finish, no matter what I do. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you like this, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be putting up long-form reviews, short-form reviews, shorts, TikToks, anything you can imagine. Thanks for subscribing, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.